हाँ.
A very good morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to the first episode of the podcast series with Actify. I'm your host for today, Kritika Krishnamurthy. Before we begin, let me just help you understand who we are. Actify is a full service IT company that typically aims to upskill and work with students, work professionals, and SMB companies on the latest IT in demand technologies. Today, we are here for the first episode of podcast, and we will be focusing on the topic of women who have made a comeback into the industry. And who could be a better guest than Poonam Kamath with us? So Poonam ma'am is a senior employee in Actify, and she also provides training for full stack web development. Besides this, she's also initially worked in Cognizant as a senior associate, and this was 11 years back. And ma'am is back in Actify after a huge 11 years of gap, and she's just marvelously working there. So over to you, ma'am. Can you just help us understand a little about your entire professional life and a little about yourself?
Yeah, hi Kritika. You've introduced me very well. To sum it up, I'll just reiterate what she said. I am an engineer with the IT background. I have always been with the academy into training and mentoring students. I had started my career with NIT Limited, then I went on to join Cognizant. Since I took a break because I was moving into my family way and I had to take care of my kid. And after a gap of around 11 years, I realized that now the environment at home is conducive. My kids are a little more mature. So it's time to step out and start working and do what you enjoy the best.
That's really nice. And since there was a huge 11 years of gap, you would have definitely observed certain changes that would have been, in place when you made a comeback, right? So, what are the changes that you observed, and how do you think that you were able to adapt to it, and what did you do for it?
Sure, sure. Oh, it's a very long story, but then let me just cut it short and make it squeeze into a short time. See, I still remember my first day at work. When I joined, it was a very overwhelming experience. Though I was excited about joining back, I realized that even if I have the academic background, my co-workers were much faster and better equipped in learning tools. In this gap of 11 years, I had turned, you can say, technologically obsolete. So I knew I had to upskill. I had to keep in pace with the business news. I had to step into the world of digital media, understand the different ways of getting in touch with the customers through the digital media. And I decided to upskill myself in full stack web development track, which I did. And now uh, you can say I am fairly confident in mentoring students and also contributing in my company in terms of business.
That's lovely. So, like you've just put up that you had to upskill yourself in order to adapt to the changes that have taken place in today's day and world. We know that some people still have that kind of a double thought in making a comeback after a huge gap because they feel, maybe they won't be a right fit in the organization among the young crowd that's present. So, what do you think will your message be to the ones who are like contemplating to make a comeback to, step back into the industry after a huge gap that they have?
My message to all would be that age is not a barrier and it's never too late. The work culture has changed. Industry now recognizes the potential in women wanting to come back. Somewhere they know that they are better decision makers, they are much more committed to the work, and they know why they are at that particular place. But having said that, to compete with the crowd, which is probably 11 years ahead of us, in terms of technology and other aspects, we need to upskill ourselves and reach to that particular benchmark. We also need to let people know that we are open to coming back, reach out to contacts, step out of our comfort zone, step out of our house, and spend a lot of time and effort in understanding the market. And the key thing is you need to upskill.
Exactly. And since Actify is an organization that has provided you and enabled you to make a comeback, so what do you think and what are your views about Actify as a company, as a growing organization in the industry?
Actify Incorporation is a company that has given me an opportunity to come back. I realized that the company is very open to women who are ready to make a comeback. And they are, having said that, they are also very open to the young crowd. They understand the potential in the young crowd and the women who want to make a comeback. As far as the women is concerned, they know that they are very good decision makers. They have the ability to multitask, and they have the advantage of having seen both sides of the coin, wherein they have seen the business aspect as well as the home front. So Actify as such has always supported me and given me the time to upgrade myself and allowed me to move ahead step by step. Initially I joined as a part-time employee, where I got to know the field, and now slowly I will be moving towards a full time. So my advice to all is that you can initially probably start with the part time, and now the companies are also open to hybrid, and gradually move towards a full time commitment.
I think that's lovely because the way you've entirely put up your professional life and the way you've made a comeback in a nutshell speaks a lot. And you have actually served to be a true inspiration for many women and a lot of people out there who are actually contemplating to make a comeback. So I think it was the most right choice to choose you for this particular topic on the first episode of the podcast series with Actify. Thank you so much for having joined us. And also a big thank you to all the viewers who actually took out time to view our entire series, our entire episode of the podcast. So thank you so much. We shall be right back with yet another interesting episode for y'all on the podcast series with Akita. Thank you.
Thank you.